Hey friends, Nibs again. Out in the garage doing a little bit of goofing around today. And I wanted to do a little bit of testing with this fabulous new pistol that I just brought into the collection. And you guys saw my unboxing for this the other day. And I am really excited about getting this one into the fold here and doing some head-to-head testing with it. But first I wanted to do kind of a little review, a little bit of pellet testing with it, see which one actually does the best. And so we know, hopefully I've read that this thing is not pellet picky at all. So hopefully it's all one whole groups with all of these pellets. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try, I've got 4 pretty premium grade pellets out here that we're gonna test it with. I have some RWS Superdomes. I also have some RWS R10 matches. I have some Air Arms Diablo Fields. Those are really nice pellets. And then finally I have some H&N Barracuda matches, which have been proving to be really nice in a lot of my guns as well. So before we get started on actually doing that, just a little bit of details about this. So I did mount up my Gotar 2 MOA red dot, which is really nice on this gun. I have done a few groups with it already and it's just phenomenal. We're going to go ahead and do a trigger pull, but before we do that, unfortunately my Caldwell chronograph app is still not working, and I don't know if it ever will, but I did do a 15 shot test, and I ended up with about a extreme spread of about 10 feet per second with an average of right around 490 feet per second. That was with a 7-grain Meisterkugeln, like I always try to do. But that is, so the specifications say up to 550 feet per second. It is adjustable by turning the screw in the back here, so I haven't messed with that at all. But I think 550 feet per second, or 490 feet per second is very, very good for a target gun. Doesn't need to be super powerful, and it's very consistent. So 10 foot per second. Not the best spread that I've ever seen, but pretty darn consistent. So this thing has a fabulous, fantastic trigger, and we'll go ahead and do a couple of pulls with it on camera here. But it is definitely a match grade trigger for sure. Man, I wish I wish we could buy these separately and install them in some of our other guns. I've got a couple of 2240s and 1322, 1377s that I would really love to retrofit with this trigger. It looks like it would be a drop in. I don't know. So that's actually heavier than I'm used to seeing, but that one was 11 pounds, or 11 ounces, 11.1 ounces. Let's do a couple more. That's more like what I'm used to seeing. I think I might have just pulled into that one, first one a little bit. So 8.0 ounces. Let's do one more. Just a absolutely amazing trigger, really. Oh, another 11.4 ounces. So, but still, average of 10.2 ounces. So really, really nice. Let's go ahead and do some shooting. Stand by. I got to go turn on my downrange camera. I am going to shoot all of these testing groups off from a rest, and That way it'll take me out of the equation as much as possible. But so let's go ahead and start out with some Barracudas. The Barracuda matches. These ones are the heaviest ones out of the test here. These are a 10.65 grain. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. I do have just the 1-inch splatter burst on the piece of paper downrange. It's the smallest target I got, so. I didn't zero it with these pellets, so if the point of impact isn't perfectly centered, that's okay. Mostly looking for how they group, and we can figure out the best pellet to use when we're doing our head-to-head challenges against the other heavy hitters out here in the garage. This one might be fun. This one will actually take that Crosman 1399 stock without any kind of modifications. Just take the 2 grip screws out and you can stick that 1399 stock right on there. So it might be fun to try this as a little carbine too. It's not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. I was hoping a little bit tighter group, but that's why we do these pellet testing. That's looking pretty darn good. Alrighty, so we'll move on to the Air Arms Diabolo Fields. These are a 8.4 grain. These are the second heaviest pellets we're testing. So I'm going to go from heaviest to lightest. That way but we'll do more testing. I've got several other types of pellets I want to try in this as well. So you can expect to see a lot of this on the channel for a while. Looks like I did I zeroed this with the Meisterkugeln, so. So far, these Air Arms, the heavies and the regular fields, are proven to be very, very nice in a lot of my guns. That's looking like a much nicer group than the H&Ns. Nothing wrong with one ragged hole. Thought I heard it raining, but it's actually the helicopters falling off the maple trees. So let's go ahead and that one looks really, really good. So we'll move on to the RWS Superdomes. These are an 8.3 grain, so they're almost identical in size and shape to the, I know they're not made by the same company, but they're very, very close to those Air Arms. This gun is very, very frugal on air. A lot like that Beeman 2027. Very frugal on air as well. Yeah, it looks like maybe I could use a couple of clicks down on the red dot, but wow, just an amazing trigger. No creep at all. It just start to squeeze, and wow, that's a good looking group. So I am shooting again 7 yards across the garage here. So far, that's the best looking group out of the lot. I expect this thing to really shoot those R10 matches pretty good, though. Looks like they all went in the same hole. Wow. So if I do my part shooting offhand, this gun I think can really be a top contender in the arsenal out here. Those what are they? The Superdomes, the RWS Superdomes are just a fabulous, fantastic group. Every single one of them. I don't know why it's... I would have expected, because these RWS R10s are basically the same thing as the Meisterkugels. They're just inspected a little bit better. So I would expect, and I had zeroed this with the Meisterkugels. Maybe, I don't know, just the... Ooh, that was me. I didn't have it complete. I didn't have the dot centered when I started to squeeze, and that was a mistake. But it's still pretty much one ragged hole. It's not as small a group as the Superdomes. Wow. That is just some fantastic results from the Crosman Silhouette. I expect this thing is going to be quite a contender out here in the garage. So I did 20 shots there, and I was at probably 2700, 2800, and I'm still sitting at 2200 PSI. So I used about 500 PSI out of the fill to shoot those 20 shots. I expect to probably get 50 or 60 shots from that fill. I have done a lot of plinking with this before I actually did any video on it, and I did shoot about 40 or 50 shots from about a 2800 PSI fill, and there was no change in velocity to really speak of, and all the way down to in the lower 1000 PSI. So I don't believe the gun's regulated. I can't find any evidence that they don't say that it is. I think they would advertise that if it was, but it certainly acts like it's a regulated pistol. But anyway, there you go. That is my initial pellet testing. A little bit of a review in the beginning of it, but initial pellet testing for the Crosman Silhouette. And I think this thing is going to be a huge contender out here in the garage. So anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.